helping hands. We're people helping people, and we're proud that we can say we're always getting better, growing stronger every day, taking pride in Mobile. Haven't you noticed? We got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going, taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your pride. Together we'll go far. There's a feeling of excitement. You can see it everywhere. The pride of our whole region is the heartbeat that we share. The heartbeat that we share. Taking pride in Mobile. Haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going, taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your
From the Spring Hill
pride.
Toyota Traffic Center.
Watch for an accident with road blockage in Pensacola on Clifton Avenue at West Michigan Avenue. And we have some congestion developing as you make your way south on Highway 59. From I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 47-minute drive. Watch for an accident West Spencerfield Road at Cooley Drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
What if I can guarantee the price of Bitcoin will be $1 million in 2030? Well, I can't, but I can guarantee you'll save a lot of money on blinds at my company, Blindster.com. Free samples, free shipping, and guaranteed to fit. Shop at Blindster.com today.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. GRAND. That's GRAND. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Henry, you still got a job there keeping a young man from working? I be doggone. I guess that's why the employment rate is as high as it is for people like you. Bye.
Message deleted. Press 4.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you. I really appreciate you listening. I really do. I appreciate you listening to the Uncle Henry Show. Once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on in the world. What is going on? Why are people acting the way they act? What has gotten into people these days? Yes, indeed. If you have any of them answers, or if you have more questions, this show is good, not about answering questions, but finding more questions to ask. 251-479-2723, the telephone number, 251-479-2723, email address unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Now, there was the city council meeting today with the first council meeting with the new council in Mobile with the new mayor. I'll get to that. I'll cover that for you. Before I get to that, though, I did want to mention, I know that there are some people that listen to the Uncle Henry Show, even though they don't enjoy it a lot, like this guy.
Henry, you still got a job there keeping a young man from working?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I know there are some people that have been listening and have been waiting patiently. They keep thinking year after year. They keep hoping that I'll retire, hoping that I'll move on, that there'll be a layoff or something. They're just out there just wishing, hoping and wishing and dreaming for some different host to come in and be on News Radio 710 WNTM, because I've been in here fouling things up in here for well over 20 years on the Uncle Henry Show. To those folks, to the people that like that caller that just can't imagine why I would still be here. Well, to those listeners, I just want you to know that about an hour ago, it was about an hour ago, I just signed a new contract. Yes, signed a new contract. So I will be here another 3 years. Yes, and that could be, for somebody my age, that could be a lifetime deal. So yes, another 3 years of the Uncle Henry Show signed into existence this afternoon in a new contract. So I want to thank Ronnie Bloodworth, my boss, Brian Crash Edwards, my boss, and all the other people in this building that have the authority to tell me what to do. I think I counted 7 the last time I counted that people tell me what to do in this building. So thank you to the management for allowing me to continue doing whatever this is. So, and for those people waiting for me to retire so that you can have some guy in here, they'll sit in here and talk about President Trump and other. Just be patient. Just be patient. You got another 3 years to go. Or who knows? Who knows with the way health care is these days, how long I'll be here. But again, thank you to all the people that are allowing me to continue doing what I'm doing here on the Uncle Henry Show. Now, let's see, before we get to the council meeting and other topics, I do want to mention that I looked out the weather window. I've got a beautiful weather window here that faces to the west and gives me a beautiful view over the Target wing of the gorgeous Bel Air Mall. And I just watched the sunset right before I took the microphone. And I have to just let you know, not that it'll do any good, but I want to let you know that I really don't like this standard time. I don't like this. I don't like that the sun is already down. I know we've got some twilight to work with, but that is somebody up in the Congress. Understand? I think it was Jim Jordan, from what I understand, in the Senate was blocking this. Let's go ahead and sprang forward and then lock the clock. Let's all figure out how we can do this. Put pressure on these politicians. Figure out why. There must be money in keeping the clock flopping back and forth. Why else would you do it if there weren't money involved? There's got to be money involved. Because how is there money involved in it? There must be, though. Otherwise, the public would have it locked. That clock would be locked. Let's all figure out how to get this done once we get to spring and flip the clock forward. 251-479-2723. Hello, caller.
Hey, good evening, Uncle Henry.
Cliff, you are live on the radio.
Uncle Henry, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
It's only one way that we were born and raised. My mom always said that you can't take a dog. If you can't take care of whatever you have, you don't need to even try it. A dog likes to be cool in the summer and warm in the winter. How would you like to be chained up outside and flies in your water you never change? What if I did that to you?
Yeah.
She was saying that the God had made that instituted that you have to be able to take, even your fathers train you to be able to set you up to take care of what you have. And we have lost that. But some of us are raised. My wife, she said something. She said something to me today about. She says, "See, his wife, Uncle Henry he's devoted, and he goes wherever she does, and he helps her. He and I said, yes, baby. I say I do that the same thing. She said it ain't different. You don't never go nowhere with me. You start to fight, Uncle Henry." Yeah, I told her 34 years ago when I was after you, I said that I was doing the same thing. I say now, you cost me more to keep you going the way you got to go. But he's devoted to her. That's lovely. I say, okay, I'm gonna have to get back to what you're doing. Now look, Henry.
Yes.
Before I get off here, I'm gonna have to get with you and your lovely wife, and we have to go back to Dauphine as soon as we can. My house is not going to be safe.
Okay. Hey, Cliff, I'm up on the break, but I would love to do that with you again.
You have a blessed day, Uncle.
You too. Thank you very much, Cliff, for your warm wishes. And back with more after the break here on News Radio 710.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
Watch for an accident with road blockage in Pensacola on Clifton Avenue at West Michigan Avenue. And we have some congestion developing as you make your way south on Highway 59. From I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 47-minute drive. Watch for an accident West Spencerfield Road at Cooley Drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Starbucks. The pumpkin spice latte is back at Starbucks. Handcrafted with their
YouTube viewers, if there is any, hello to you. Let me take a look on the YouTube. Thank you to those of you who have subscribed. And let's see, we have a small number of people looking in. Yes. Hello to Bama Big Man. Rick Henry, Coast Guard wife, Art, Excalibur Iron Force. Richard Harvey, the Moon Fairy, Pat Nelly. Thank you all for looking in on the program. I appreciate that very, very much. Let's see. Going to be back on the radio here in about 3 minutes. Oh, I didn't get the bumper music ready. Today was quite the busy, busy day. I got a chance to talk to some business people in the community, co-workers. Spent a lot of time with the boss, and so I didn't spend a lot of time. And, of course, the Mobile City Council meeting, which remains an anchor around my soul. Now, that'll be something I'll be working on, is changing my attitude toward watching council meetings. Maybe they'll get better. And I would like to thank The Moon for subscribing on YouTube. Now, let me look in the weird news file and see if there's anything weird I can tell you about before going back on the radio. Back on the radio now in about 2 minutes. All right, you all remember the passing of Ozzy Osbourne. Well, there is a fan of Ozzy Osbourne in Britain that has a farm. And so the fan has created a record-setting mosaic of Ozzy Osbourne's face made out of squash and pumpkins. It is now going into the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest squash mosaic. (2,281 square foot image of Ozzy Osbourne in squashes and pumpkins. All right, let's see. A man stole a human skull from a cathedral in Vienna 60 years ago and has now returned the skull. The cathedral received a package which contained the skull and a letter explaining it. The man in northern Germany stole it 60 years ago when he was a young tourist on a guided tour of the catacombs. He says he's had a guilty conscience and returned the skull. A 60-year guilty conscience.
Check. Opinions? Check. This is the Uncle Henry Show, only on News Radio 710 WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. It is 5:20. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. I'll have coverage of the Mobile City Council meeting here in a moment, but I have another living caller. The living caller number is 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723 for living people calling the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller.
Yeah, I'm a living caller. This is Blind Dog Mike in Point Clear.
Great to hear from you, Blind Dog Mike.
Yes, sir. And I just want to congratulate you on having a contract renewal. I think you provide a very different service. You provide a very different perspective, and I believe it's very effective. You have a lot of good callers, a cast of characters from all over, Mobile and Baldwin County. And I just, it's interesting. I like it.
Well, I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate you telling me that.
Well, I don't get to listen or do anything until I get back from I do that cannon firing at the Grand Hotel, but I enjoy listening to you in the afternoon around 5 o'clock or whatever. So it's great. And I wanted to mention something about daylight savings time. I mean, if they just stayed there, it'd be great. Quit changing back and forth. But, out in Arizona, the Navajo don't do that. They just stay at one time throughout the whole thing because the Navajo say the government's telling them to cut 1 foot off my blanket on one end and sew it on the other end, and my blanket will be longer. So it's just...
That's well put. That is well put.
It is well put. Your blanket will be longer.
Mm-hmm.
Your day will be longer. Oh, okay, whatever. Just shift your schedule, dingbat. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm glad you're going to be here for another 3 years because you just really add a different flavor to talk radio, completely different, and it's good. It's a good quality flavor.
Well, I appreciate that, but this is the first time I've been told that I'm providing a good taste to talk radio.
You remember little Charlie the tuna,
Oh, yeah.
Well, Charlie, we don't want tuna that has good taste. We want tuna that tastes good.
Exactly.
There you go. All right, you have a blessed night.
Thank you very much, Blind Dog Mike. 251-479-2723, the telephone number here on the Uncle Henry Show. Hello, caller. Hello.
Hey, Henry, Jimmy the Economist.
Jimmy the Economist, you are live on the radio.
Daylight savings time. What if, the planet Earth has been hit by meteors before, meteorites. what if a big one knocked us, let's say, less than 0.1% off our existing orbit around the sun? Would time change?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I'm bright enough to even contemplate that.
Maybe we should ask the government.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. I'm sure they could release a pamphlet in a few years explaining all that to us.
Yeah, I'll write the Mr. Figures. Is that his name?
Yes.
Rep. Shamari.
Yes.
Showtime Figures. In regards to an employment contract, I've been working for myself for almost 20 years, Henry, and before that, I'd never signed an employment contract. So do you mind if I ask you just a couple questions about them?
I don't mind, but I probably will not answer a single one because I think I'm prevented from doing so by my employer.
Does it delineate which bathroom in the building you must use?
It does. Now, I will reveal that it doesn't tell me where I am allowed to tinkle.
Does it tell you what parking spot you must use? I mean, usually the bosses want the one with the little, Bradford pear or something to give you a little bit of shade in the summer. Does it include stuff like that?
Parking, I'm not at that level. I've not achieved that level of contract. So parking is not mentioned in the contract. Now, there's a lot of language in there about what they want me to do. And essentially, it is show up when we tell you and do what we tell you, which I don't mind.
Yeah. Do you have to initial every single one of those directive lines, or each page, or just at the end, or?
No, there are.
I'd imagine your contract's got to be 50+ pages long. There's a lot of directives. So.
Well, in modern times, it is automated through computer software, so you can just click a few times and it's all there.
Well, maybe after this 3 years, you can negotiate, executive bathroom privileges once a day or something, Don't just take what they're feeding you.
Oh, I'm not.
You're a quality asset. So, you want parking spot. You want 2 parking spots by the Bradford Pear, not 1.
I agree. And when
let's get there.
I'm with you. I'm with you. When I'm on KSJ for the next contract, I want to be able to play a song of my choice every hour. I want to be able to play the songs of my choice in the next contract.
Oh, it's not in this one.
No.
Well, does Little Feat an asterisk or in the language at all? The ability to play some Little Feat even on the Uncle Henry show?
Now, I could probably play Little Feat on the Uncle Henry show. I could.
All right, well, it's getting a little better, but I think you need a little leverage. Maybe hire you a lobbyist. They're wonderful, great people. They're typically lawyers.
Yeah.
But work both sides of the equations and get paid by both sides. So kind of like Jimmy Sexton.
Yeah. Well done.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Jimmy, for some great. I wish I'd have talked about this on the air. I should have done a show where I said I'm about to go in and sign some stuff. And then I could have had Jimmy would have helped me. He would have helped me with a parking place. Now, there are no special bathrooms up here, unfortunately. But I might have been able to get like a nap room or something. Because we do have a couple of empty offices. I could have maybe got a nap room or something like that. And, of course, the ability to drop in some on KSJ, if I could just drop in some George Jones whenever just maybe once a day, just something like that would have been nice in there. But anyway, thank you for the suggestions on that. I'm making mental notes for 3 years from now, or a little before then when we opt to renegotiate. All right, coming up, I know you want to, well, I don't know what you want, but coming up after the news headlines, I'm going to share with you some of today's Mobile City Council meeting. We had the new mayor, there are 2 new council people on the council, so there was a lot of just, it was like kid gloves were on today. Everybody was on their best behavior at the meeting. Everything really smooth. Nobody seemed to get mad at anybody. So we'll get into all of that as we continue here on the Uncle Henry Show from today's very civilized Mobile City Council meeting. We have that and a few other things to get to as the show moves forward. I mentioned that I'm on 95 KSJ on middays, Monday through Friday from 10 to 2, playing today's hottest country. I want to let you know that tomorrow on 95 KSJ, I'm going to have an early chance to win some concert tickets to see Dylan Carmichael. We've got him coming to Dauphin Island a week from today to do a concert the night of Veterans Day. Doing this concert to raise money for Vets Recover. They help veterans with PTSD and other issues. Your chance to win some tickets to that concert coming up tomorrow morning right after 10 o'clock on 95 KSJ with me.
From the Spring Hill Toyota Traffic Center.
In Milton, watch for a crash with road blockage, Highway 87 at Granny Drive. Slow on Highway 98 from Daphne.
Granny Drive. Somebody really liked their grandmother.
98 from Government to I-10. It's a 3-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. President Trump says SNAP benefits will only be given out when the government shutdown ends. It comes after the Trump administration announced it would partially fund SNAP after 2 judges' rulings required it to keep the program running. The Agriculture Department planned to freeze payments on November 1st because it said it could no longer keep funding it during the shutdown. The program serves about 1 in 8 Americans and costs more than $8 billion per month nationally. A Sims woman facing manslaughter charges after police say a child died and another was seriously hurt in a crash. It followed a chase by law enforcement. Mobile police say Delisha Millette was being chased by Sims police when she entered Mobile police jurisdiction before crashing her car. We're told the children were inside that car. Police say the crash happened near House Ferry and Schillinger. We have more details about this developing story on fox10tv.com. As the shutdown continues, so does the strain on local food assistance programs. Local organizations are doing their best to make sure no one is hungry. The line was especially long this morning at Prodigy Pantry as they prepared for their weekly distribution. They feed thousands of families every month, and with SNAP only providing half of its benefits, that number will continue to increase. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeart radio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier. The government shutdown continues after the Senate voted against a Republican bill for the 14th time. Americans starting to feel the effects ahead of the holidays. Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman on the Fox News channel urging his fellow Democrats to vote to reopen the government.
We need 5 more to agree. This has gone too long and it needs to end. And everyone deserves to get paid. And we want to make sure everyone gets fed. And we are sending the wrong message at this point.
Well, we heard also from Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, who says Democrat calls for an extension of Obamacare subsidies is nonpartisan.
We're not asking for anything radical, just common sense. This is not a Democratic idea or a Republican idea. It's an American idea and ideal.
Republicans say their own continuing resolution is nonpartisan. It's Democrats who are playing politics. We're 35 days now into this government shutdown. America's listening to Fox News.
I believe this is 2 days in a row I've had to hear Chuck Schumer in the 1 minute long Fox News update during my show. Now, couldn't they find some other irritating Democrat to quote? Maybe I can send an email up there and just ask them, hey, tomorrow, can you pick some other dummy? All right, let's see. Going to be back on the radio here in about 2 minutes. Let me see what I can tell you while waiting to go back on the radio. I saw some fake news today. that you may have already heard this story. The fake news is someone is claiming that young children ask an average of 46 questions a day to their parents. 46 questions a day. Now, how would anybody quantify this? This is, I've told you this before. So much of the news that I see is surveys or studies. And it all sounds fake to me. All right, back on the radio here in about 1 minute. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade will be on NBC Thanksgiving Day, and they've announced the performers. Let's see. Wow, long list. They're going to have Foreigner, the musical group Foreigner, which I saw at the Wharf last year, I think. There were no original members. There were no original members in the band, so they're going to be there. Debbie Gibson will be performing. Kool and the Gang. This is starting to sound like Moon Pie Drop artists. Kool and the Gang will be there. That really says Thanksgiving to me, Kool and the Gang.
Citizen of Earth, Cal.
My goal here is for you to listen and feel a little better about the future. Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Here We Go Again with Cal Penn, and listen now.
Uncle Henry Show, News Radio 710 WNTM. It is 5:35. Today was a Mobile City Council meeting, the first meeting with Spiro Cheragatis as the mayor. Had 2 new council people on the council. Everybody was in a good mood. The mayor announced his staff today, and lots of familiar faces in the staff for Mayor Spiro. There was a lot of people that wondered if he got the endorsement from Sandy Stimson in exchange for keeping a lot of those folks. A lot of them are still on the staff, some of them in different jobs. And I guess the big change is that there is no chief of staff because Mayor Cheragatis wants a lot of the city departments to have better communication with him and report directly to him. So if you want to get all the details on this, Lagniappe did a great job with it. LagniappeMobile.com is the website to find out more. Now, a little bit from today's meeting. Here is the mayor. At the beginning of every meeting, they allow the mayor to have remarks to the council and to the public. Here are some of the things that the new mayor said today at his first council meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Woods. Good morning, everybody. There are a few less people here today, but we had a big day yesterday. It was an exciting day. I thought a special day for our city, a personal point of pride. I have one of my children, we call her Skittle. She has terrible stage fright. And she got up there yesterday and belted out the Pledge of Allegiance, and I was very proud of her. So happy to have my family here, to see the family members of the council members. I'm just so excited to get to work with this city council. I'm looking forward to it. Honored to begin this next chapter of our city with you. There's a lot going on already. We've got some important items on today's agenda.
Right now, he's about to say that he's going to form some task forces. So listen to hear if an issue that's important to you will be mentioned as something to form a task force over. Now, if you're a regular listener, you know that infrastructure is one of my top issues for a city. I think that streets, sidewalks, and drainage should be top priorities. And let's listen. Will he mention a pothole task force?
agenda, but we've also got some exciting events coming up. We as an administration have started to work on establishing key task forces.
Task forces?
For a few of the areas that, I think are important for our city moving forward, like a gun violence task force.
All right, gun violence task force.
Public transportation task force.
Public transportation task force.
Economic and workforce development task force.
All right, economic and whatever workforce development task force.
A task force designed to look at activating the waterfront and how we speed that up and do it in a way that comports with our port activities.
Activating the waterfront.
A few more will be coming up. We'll be announcing those soon after we, myself and some of the council members get to meet about those.
Okay, if anybody from the well, I know no one from the administration is listening to this, but if anybody is a friend of somebody that knows somebody in the administration, let them know that they should form a pothole task force, and I'm willing to be a citizen volunteer to help on the task force.
I'm also going to start the work over the next 363 days of meeting every singular employee personally in this city. It's going to be tough. We've got over 2,100, but I think that's important. If I'm to be the leader of the city, I need to know the people who are really making it run on a daily basis, so I look forward to that.
Okay, now that's not a bad idea. So Mayor Sparrow is going to try to personally meet each city employee. He's going to learn a lot. If they feel like they can talk, he'll learn a lot about how things are going at the city. Now, the meeting today lasted about 35 minutes, which was magnificent. Wonderful to have a meeting last only 35 minutes. Now, Gina Gregory, the council vice president, did mention to the mayor at the end of the meeting,
for our new mayor, don't get the impression that every meeting is this smooth. Sometimes we do get a little contentious and they don't always end as quickly as this one. So today is a great day in the city of Mobile, and we'll all get to lunch on time.
All right. Yes, indeed. So I like that they're thinking along the lines of streamlining these meetings for the citizen. Now, speaking of citizens, Citizen Reggie Hill spoke at the meeting like he does at most meetings. And he actually suggested something that I really wish that the council would do. Nobody said a word about it. I'm sure the council won't do this, but I think this is an outstanding suggestion from Reggie Hill.
I want to hope that we can move to having 2 monthly evening meetings. I would like to propose that. Hopefully someone can entertain that and have one of those evening meetings actually rotate within each of the 7 districts. We know that a lot of people are not able to come down here and participate with this process, and that's something that we could consider.
Okay, now I'm with this. I think this is a great idea. Having your city council meetings when you have them for the city of Mobile is it might be convenient for city workers and city members of the administration. It might be convenient for council members and all of these folks. It is not convenient for the people that pay for all of it. It isn't. It is not convenient for the citizens to have these meetings when they have these meetings. And if you wanted to show the citizens that you gave a flip, you would do as Reggie Hill suggested and have a couple of meetings a month at night so that citizens, if a citizen has a concern that they want to take to the council meeting, right now you'd have to take a day off work. If you have a job, you'd have to take a day off work and go down there. They should be having a meeting, some of these meetings at night, to make it so that citizens don't have to take a day off of work to interface with their government. Now, Reggie Hill said 2 meetings a month ought to be at night, and one of those 2 meetings ought to go and be held in different districts of the city, different council districts. I think that would be a fantastic idea. Now, I'm pretty sure they won't do it, but they should. They should. They should do this. If they can't do 2 meetings a month at night, they should at the very least do at least 1 meeting a month at night. Make it the first meeting of every month. that you would hold it at night so that interested citizens that want to participate would be able to go and attend those meetings. Because as I mentioned, it's not, for the citizen, not convenient. All of it, the entire process of going to downtown Mobile, figuring out where you're going to park, which might be easy for you, but for people that don't go down there very often, it can be intimidating to them trying to find parking. Have the meetings, at least one at night every month, if not more. That would be the right thing to do for the citizens. So anyway, thank you. Reggie Hill suggested it. Nobody in the council said a word about it, and I'm sure it will not happen, but it should. Maybe I don't know that any council member would hear this, but if you're a friend of somebody that knows a council person, mention it to them. Just maybe once a month, a night meeting. Make it easier on the citizens. All right, let's see. Going to go to break with traffic, weather, and words from our sponsors, and then more. Uncle Henry Show to come here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Want to mention that if you want to listen back to previous episodes, if you've missed any of the important programs we've done on the topics of snakes or possums or any of those special programs, the Uncle Henry Show is available as a podcast. You can find it on the iHeartRadio app. Look for Uncle Henry Show on the iHeartRadio app or at newsradio710.com. Back after the break.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
If you're traveling in Milton, watch for a crash with road blockage, Highway 87 at Granny Drive. Also, we have slowing on Highway 31 North from Spanish Fort to Highway 59. It's a 17-minute drive. And we have some congestion on Highway 59 from I-10 to Gulf Shores, 49-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for?
YouTube viewers, thank you for looking if you're still there. Going to be back on the radio here in just a few moments. Let me check. We do have a small number of people looking today. Pat and Ellie wanting to know what contests we've got going on. Well, let me check. We've got a lot of things that you can enter online at 95ksj.com. Let me tell you what you can enter. I'm having issues with our internet. Okay, let's see. You can go to 95ksj.com and look under contests. And you can enter to win a trip to Tortuga for a big some type of concert festival. There's a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas to see a band play at the Sphere. There's a chance to win a cruise. There's all these things are at 95ksj.com. Just look under contests. Let me check our website, newsradio710.com. And see if there's anything to enter on our website. On the newsradio710.com website, you have a chance to also register for that free cruise and also a full tuition scholarship to a College of the Performing Arts. So, Pat Nelly, thank you for asking. Now, what can I tell you before I go back on the radio? Let's see, today was National Candy Day, which makes no sense. Here's a weird story. There's an upscale Los Angeles grocery store that has a new smoothie that people are spending a lot of money on. And it's called the Mint Condition Smile Smoothie that was inspired by toothpaste. So people are spending a bunch of money out in L.A. to drink smoothies that taste like toothpaste.
Prices are low and our blinds are guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Available everywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Now #1 for podcasting. This is News Radio 710 WNTM, an iHeartRadio station.
It is 5:50 here at News Radio 710 WNTM and at other locations as well. Uncle Henry Show moving forward. We have news headlines coming up in 10 minutes. After the news headlines at 6, I'm going to talk to some veterans from the Mobile Bay Area Veterans Commission about all of the activities that are planned for Veterans Day. There are things planned for Veterans Day, I think, from early morning into the night. Veterans Day is next Tuesday, a week from today. So we will get to that after 6 o'clock here on News Radio 710, WNTM's Uncle Henry Show. Now, yesterday on the Uncle Henry Show, I played for you some of the mayor and council of Mobile making speeches after they got sworn in. And one of the speeches went longer than everybody else's. Corey Penn, Councilman Corey Penn, and he got into audience response where he was asking the audience to answer him back at the city council meeting. And Buford heard this. Buford wanted to make a comment.
Andy, this here is different. Here, listen to Corey Penn's speech on your radio program. My Lord, what is he, some kind of dadgum roving preaching clown? I mean, having crowd participation. Henry, I'm like you, I hate crowd participation, but at a mayoral swearing in, that was absolutely ridiculous, Henry. That makes Mobile look like, it makes Mobile look low class. It does. When I say inspire, goodness gracious alive.
All right, well, hey, look, Buford, let's see. Let me hear a little bit of it again, because you're saying that you're claiming that this is not good for, well, no, in fact, I can't play it because it is so long. But you're saying that it doesn't make us look good when there's a call and response speech at a swearing-in ceremony. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but it does show that we do have a pulse. I'm trying to look for the positive here. So it may have seemed out of place, And, of course, to somebody like me, seem very annoying. But let's try. I'm going to try and be positive about it and say that at least we know that there's enthusiasm as the council is taking office. And we can hope that this enthusiasm will continue. And we can also hope that there are good decisions made. But Buford, thank you for your voicemail on that topic. 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976. To leave a message, if you'd like to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show. I want to mention one thing to you that has nothing to do with politics at all. This past weekend, my wife and I drove out Lott Roadway to visit some relatives that live in Sims. Yes, I've got relatives that live in Sims, and it really keeps me grounded because it's the people that live in Sims, they live in reality. That is the real world is out there. And so it keeps me grounded to talk to relatives that live in Sims. So we were driving out Lott Road, going to Sims, visit them relatives, and I saw something. This was Saturday morning, the morning after. No, it wasn't. It was Sunday morning. The Sunday morning after the Halloween Friday. And I saw a man putting up his Christmas decorations. Yes, there was a man putting up Christmas decorations Sunday morning. Early. I mean, this was early. We're talking pre-church time. Putting up Christmas decorations. And I thought two things. I thought, one, he's married. And two, I thought, good. Yes, I approved of this. Now, in previous years, I would have wondered, why do you have to do it now? I mean, we're not even near Thanksgiving yet. But I don't know. This time, for whatever reason, I felt comforted by it. Because as I reflected on, I kept wondering, why am I reacting like this? And I'm enjoying the fact that the Christmas decorations are going up. Just a couple of days after Halloween. And I guess it's because, for me, it feels like we've lived through a tremendous amount of history these last few years. We have had things happening in the last 10 years. Feels like 30 years. Crammed into 10. And I just felt comforted to see the words Merry Christmas being nailed up onto somebody's house that morning. And I think it's because the word Christ is right there in Christmas. Anyway, to the early adopters of Christmas, go for it.
Bullet Points. I'm Eben Brown. Will your right to carry your firearm?
YouTube viewers, thank you for watching. Going to turn the camera off, but we do have more show coming up on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you for watching. I'll be back tomorrow at the regular time.
Case was first filed in a federal district court in 2022, and that court ruled the Illinois ban violated the Second Amendment, failing the Supreme Court's Bruin test for historical analogs in gun laws. But the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals overturned that ruling, saying trains and buses are sensitive places and can be made gun-free zones. If the Supreme Court overturns the Seventh Circuit, similar bans against carrying firearms legally on public transportation in other places, such as New York, Boston, and Philadelphia,